Okay, it's time to remove the clamps. She's dry. Okay, it's the next day and I'm going to try to wrap this thing up. Spent probably, I don't know, 8 hours on it yesterday. Of course that included a little bit of drying time. If you can see, what I have done is I have a faint outline with a pencil. You probably can't see it. It's where I'm going to put my stitches. And that's going to go through the thick part. You know, it's going to go through 3 layers of basically 1/8 inch thick leather. So I'm going to pre-drill this. I forgot what size bit this is, but you just want the size bit that matches your needle. You don't want a big hole because when you start running your needle through, you want it to have some friction so that when you pull the needle back, it'll leave a little loop and you can feed the thread on the back side. It's easier that way. Okay, now I can stitch it. When you're stitching this, you want to make sure you have plenty of the sinew pulled out. So you want to make it probably twice as long as what you think you need. So that's sort of how much I have. So I'm going to double that. So what I'm going to do first is put the thread through. We'll pull this side through. Now as you go along, you run your needle through and you push it through, and you'll pull it back a little bit, and you see it makes a little loop when you do that. And you'll just fish the loose side through. Like that, and pull your needle back through. So you can see you got your first stitch going. I'm going to do a couple here, and then, because this is really slow if I have to stay out of the way of the camera, so I'm going to do a few stitches. So you just push it through, pull it back. See that nice little loop it makes? This is why you don't want your hole to be too big, your pre-drilled hole, because if your hole's too big, you won't have any friction to help make that little loop to stick this, and it's a real pain. Trust me, I've made that mistake once. And as you're going, just kind of pull it taut like that. Just kind of pull it taut from both sides. See, we got her going now. Okay, I'm going to run these threads all the way around, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm down to the last hole, so I thought I'd turn on the camera again. You want to decide which side you're going to tie this on. I'm going to tie, this is my back, so I'm going to tie this off on this side. So I'm going to fish this through one more time. And this time, instead of just making a loop, I'm going to pull through enough thread so that I can easily make it, make a knot without having to struggle with it too much. And I'm just going to cut it on this side. And then pull it through. So you can see now I have a way to make a knot on this side. And I'll simply just tie this off. Like that. Take your favorite Zippo, which in this case is the one I painted with my Digicam pattern. Now you want to be careful not to melt into your knot. All you want to do is singe these two little pieces sticking out. Just like that. You can kind of flatten it out with a knife. It's not perfectly, straight or curved or whatever, but it looks pretty cool. I like it. Now you'll notice this is a little bit difficult to get in here, and it really doesn't form fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this whole thing up with hot water, and I'm going to force this in there to hatch it in there the way I want it, and it will actually form fit around it. So take a good look there before I wet it down with hot water. Now you can see it's darkened up from where it's gotten wet, and it's nice and pliable now. I can run that axe in there, the hatchet, and form fit that around it.
Go ahead and snap these. Kind of form.
Start to form fit it. You can see here already. I do want to say, you want to make sure your contact cement has had 24 hours to dry before you soak this in hot water, because it'll basically be a waterproof joint after it's set up. You can see now I'm able to have this close in because I'm form fitting it. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to let that dry. When this dries, it'll keep that shape. Well, we're almost done. I'm going to put this leather finish on here. It goes on kind of milky, but it dries clear, obviously. I'm going to use this little brush, put it on with. I honestly think this works better than the beeswax finishes you see. We'll just let that dry. Okay, that's looking good. This is just a quick demonstration of how I might attach it to my Maxpedition Falcon 2. You can see I just kind of got it rigged up here just for a second, just to show you how the Molly strap would work. And I went ahead and put a lanyard on the axe also. This sheath I made has a little pouch for my fire starter kit. That works out pretty good. There's my BK2. It's mollied on.